Hello traders, and welcome to WMoption's London edition of the Daily Market Review for Wednesday, May 25th. Starting with commodities, the price of West Texas crude last night shot up to $49 a barrel after the American Petroleum Institute revealed a 5 million barrel drawdown in crude oil stocks. Beating the 3 million barrel projection, stock markets also shot up between 1.5% and 2.5% across the board. Supply cuts, the reason for the print, were evident in Canada, Nigeria, and Libya, and even more OPEC members aren't waiting for an official freeze, although production in Iran and Iraq is still rising, and oversupply is still solid according to most market analysts. Asian indexes also rose on solid U.S. data that supports an interest hike next month. At the G7 meeting in Japan, Finance Minister Taro Aso told colleagues yesterday that next year's sales tax hike is still on the books, primarily because it's an indication of Japanese financial stability. Last week, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe indicated that the tax might be delayed following the recession that resulted from last year's 5% hike. In China, the Conference Board's leading economic index shows a 0.2% drop for April year-on-year and relative to February. In Brussels, policymakers from around the world early this morning finalized an agreement for easing Greece's debt burden. 11 billion euros will be forwarded in several stages, and debt payments will be eased. The decision was made to head off rising tensions across the continent, a crisis set off by the immigrant influx and the approaching vote on Britain's status within the European monetary zone. Weak data from across the continent, plus expectations of a U.S. interest rate hike, have pressured the euro down, and the ZEW sentiment indicator dropped in May from 21.5 to 16.8. U.S. home sales hit a 24-year record yesterday with a 16.5% rise over the last month. One more signal for optimism in the nation's economy. More and more pegs are falling into place ahead of next month's FOMC meeting on monetary policy. Meanwhile, Canada reported the highest sales figures for silver maple leaves in nearly a year, an indication that investors are losing patience with a fluctuating gold market. Today's major highlights include the IFO business climate reading for Germany at 8 a.m. GMT, plus Italian industrial figures for March. At 1:45 p.m., market services and composite figures for the U.S., and an interest rate decision from Canada. A much-awaited Energy Administration oil reading will be in at 2:30 and at 10 to midnight, foreign investments for Japan. That was our London market review. Come back later for our pre-New York session news. And until then, have a wonderful trading day.